taz effect hits you like a wave, a fresh new spin on the news you crave. Turn the page and you'll see the light, a different angle that feels so right. No more waiting for the truth to show. Every story starts to glow. Daily news in a way you didn't know. It's the Taz effect that steals the show. Open your mind, let the colors flow. Daily news in a way you didn't know.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect Daily News in a way you did not know you could use. It is Wednesday. I had to forgot to turn the light on over here. Yes. Whoo, child, there's so much to get into this Wisdom Wednesday. Okay, we got some wisdom coming down for ya. We definitely do. Yet again, accidentally on purpose, accidentally, however you want to describe it. We know how it came down and how more than likely he intended it to do. Vance has done it again. Yes, Mr. Put It in the Pullout has struck again. What do I mean? Coming straight from the Independent, Vance says stealing $1 billion from Treasury is theft on the same day that Trump pledged to give $1.7 billion in taxpayer cash to his allies. Did you catch that? Did you catch? Okay, all right. Vice President Put It in the Pullout pledged to crack down on the misuse of government funds Monday, the same day the Justice Department committed more than $1 billion to President Donald Trump Sr.'s allies, a move critics decried as naked corruption. Once again, they are money laundering right in front of our faces and paying bribes right in front of our faces. But what y'all gonna do about it? Okay, because yet again, I can't be the only person that's going to be vocal about some stuff. I can't. Hey, Annabelle, I can't be the only one that's going to be vocal about some stuff. And speaking of being the only one being vocal about some stuff, did y'all notice how quiet somebody got when they could no longer try to center themselves this morning? Let's continue. In continuing his anti-fraud crusade at a rally in Missouri, Vance condemned billions of dollars in alleged Medicare fraud, claiming when people steal billions of dollars from the Medicare program, that is theft from you. And it's also theft from the people who use the Medicare program to pay their bills. See, there's no way that they're going to be able to keep the entirety of their constituency happy and going to the voting booths. Hey, Mrs. Lyles, and voting, still remaining to vote Republican, okay? Without them slipping up and exposing what the left hand is doing in the GOP. Because you have to think, we have the biggest welfare queens in modern history in this cabinet, while telling you, oh, this community is the welfare queens, and they're getting handouts. They're getting. Last week, the White House announced that Vance's task force had withheld $1.4 billion in federal funding after a sweeping crackdown on fraud operations in California, Minnesota, and other states. However, the vice president's remarks Monday came hours after the Justice Department announced it would commit $1.7 billion in taxpayer dollars to an anti-weaponization fund to pay out allies of Trump who were investigated under the Democratic administration. Here's the thing. Remember I told you when we first discussed this, file a claim. File a claim. There's a myriad of reasons why you can. But just like with Doge, this is the renaming and reallocating of something that already exists. Doge was already a committee that existed. It got renamed and rebranded. There is a fund. It's not called a weaponization fund, but there is already a fund in the Department of Justice. Why do you think these things are happening so quickly? This is not an administration that has forethought. This is not an administration that thinks about infrastructure or a plan. This is an administration that has pushed out poorly written executive orders. Remember the first month and a half of this current administration, where every day we had to sit through a presser of Trump signing executive orders, and nothing came of those executive orders because there was nothing put in place to carry them out. So that's when they moved to restructuring things that currently exist. Now, is this just a way to prepay for a secondary Trump self coup, aka another insurrection? Yes. Is this also yet another way for him to launder money right in front of our face? Also, yes. But there's also another aspect of this and this fund that I want you to consider. Pay close attention real quick, okay?
TC, I need y'all to break this down real quick because wait a dang minute. America suddenly understands trauma payouts now. Now, y'all understand government harm can affect generations, right? But when black folks bring up slavery, segregation, families separated, wealth stolen, land stolen, redlining, mass incarceration, suddenly politicians start buffering like bad Wi-Fi. They always say,
Hey, NJ. White people will always understand when white people can be centered in trauma. They don't understand the need for reparations when it comes to Black people because they do not see what we previously endured and what we endure every day as trauma because they truly, truly believe in the Ham doctrine. They believe that we are a cursed species, not cursed people, a cursed species that deserves everything that we get. They believe that our plot in life is to be the accountability proxies for them. Let me repeat that for you. Non-deconstructing white-bodied individuals, those that have given up their culture, their heritage, their true history for the sake of the void that is whiteness, believe that Black people, melanated individuals, okay, are the accountability proxies for them and their ancestry. Therefore, they do not see anything that we endure as trauma. They see it as just our lot in life. Why do you think that they are shocked when consequences come their way when they do harm to us? Why do you think that they instantly center themselves in victimhood when you push back and tell them no? Show of hands. Who tuned in, listened to, watched, however you got the information, the sound of coffee this morning? Show of hands. Put your hands up. Who was there? Okay. Now, do you recall Thomas talking about doing like a reverse roots? Hmm? Okay. Do you recall who came in to center themselves and ended up going, so the lap is the spiritual advisor? Then we took a turn. Thomas was explaining to people who handles the news, who's the news division of GCPR. Yet again, whiteness arrived to center themselves in talking about gathering news from a country they are not in to spread it around in a country that could care less what we got going on in the United States. Both individuals continuously do it and see nothing wrong with it because in their mind, Black people are the accountability proxy. So anything done to them, it's okay. The focus should always be on whiteness. So when that whiteness shifts, when that focus shifts away from whiteness, they start the malfunction. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Hey, DJ. Non-deconstructing white-bodied individuals will have no problem with violent, tyrannical insurrectionists receiving reparations for already not caring about their safety, their liberty, or anybody else's, but they will continuously push back on Black people receiving reparations. Yes, that was a gigantic Mountain Dew. Before anybody says anything about the giant Mountain Dew, I started drinking that yesterday. I just finished it today. Okay, it took me about close to 24 hours to drink it. And yes, I'm back to being stuffy. I don't know what it is about Wednesday. I start going downhill. I don't know. But we're gonna get through this. So yeah. And I just thought about something because I had to take care of some other stuff. But when we're done today, I will drop in the Tazisms Discord a little nugget that I think you all need to see, especially given what happened precisely 1 week ago today. Because the same person who was so offended decided to tell us what what RFK Jr. likes to do with mice. Yeah, I'm super stuffy again, and I got the handy dandy cardigan on because I got the chills also. I think real quick, we're gonna stick a pin in this. We're gonna get back to the news, but I think in my Discord, I think it was kind of glanced over, and I need people not to glance over this. Okay, this is not a joke. This is not a drill at all. For the second time in my life, I've been doxxed multiple times, but for the second time of being doxxed, photographic evidence has been attached to that doxing. I do not know how someone took being asked, "What is there to be proud in whiteness?" and decided to stalk and harass me, and then claim that the retaliation they received for stalking and harassing me was far worse when they kept up in the ante, and they think to double back and start stalking and harassing me again is ridiculous. Yes, in my Discord, Nana J. So I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to be crystal clear. Start reading the room. Stop bringing the room down. Number one. Number two, if you have to make up something in order to be the center of attention, seek help, touch grass, get a dildo. I don't care what you got to do, but do something. And if you have a problem with my existence to the point that anytime someone brings up either something I do or them being appreciative of a friendship that we have, that you have to now center yourself, go away. Go away. Because I'm really tired of the cosplaying a teenager. You're not an adolescent. Why are all of your friends only coffee beans? Like, enough is enough. And for those that already knew what was going on and have reached out, I am fine. I'm a bit pissed. Some things are having to be changed last minute regarding the conference. Yes, that has been affected, but we're going to get through this. I know there are a lot of people who, for some reason, think that things are just handed to me. I wish. Okay. I really wish, because I would sleep a lot more. Y'all only knew the monochrome of work that I put into everything that I do. But I have worked way too hard and way too long, and so has everybody else behind the scenes, etc. This ain't gonna go. Somebody dropped a picture. Somebody came to the house, took pictures, and posted them on the internet. So the same person who's putting out a narrative that they are the ones being harassed, that nobody else will let this die. I have chronicled and documented this on TikTok from the start. I've taken all the screenshots. I even did a screen recording from their entire page showing the escalation of everything. They even have screenshots from yesterday's show. So, yeah. Yes. So, as I stated, if you can, report it through ic3.gov. Also report. As a matter of fact, we know reporting it through the app isn't going to do anything. Just if you see them tagging people in the stuff, inform people where to find the actual information or what's going on. When people are commenting, because like somebody insinuated that I'm on meth. So, yeah. So, all right. Now, moving along. Someone bet $800 million on oil prices dropping 15 minutes before Trump posted about Iran peace talks. Federal investigators want to know who. Anybody. Oh, I know I'm not on meth. Anybody in the United States could tell you that soon as Trump starts going, well, I'm going to give them X amount of time, or we're going to that he's trying to manipulate the market. There's no need to investigate. Anybody, everybody. Like, that's not insider trading. That's, you don't even have to be great at pattern recognition. Some comments in the live were filtered to protect the community's experience. I don't know whose comments were filtered. I don't have any filters on TikTok, so can drop it in the Discord if you need me, or you can switch over to the other one. Yeah. And okay, because I forget who told me to drink turmeric and ginger. I actually have it, some Indian turmeric and ginger tea. I'm almost out, but I've tried to use it sparingly because I got like 1 cup worth of tea left. Fingers crossed that'll be enough. Pete Hegseth being tested as Trump replacement with new campaign debut. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Let's try that again. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's unusual stop along the campaign trail in the Kentucky congressional race might signal he could be considering a run for president in 2028, an analyst reported on Monday. Associated Press White House reporter Michelle Price told CNN anchor Dana Bash and a panel of political experts that Hegseth's speech supporting President Donald Trump Sr.'s endorsed candidate Ed Galbraith, a former Navy SEAL challenging Trump's foe, Representative Thomas Massie, could reveal more about Hegseth's political future. Y'all keep saying that. Hegseth is just trying to find an out. If you remember last year, when it was pretty obvious that people at the Pentagon didn't like Hegseth, Hegseth was floating the idea of dropping out the race and getting into one of the gubernatorial races. I want you to think, who in the hell would vote for Pete Hegseth? I don't even think his wife would vote for him at this point. Like, let's be so for real. The only reason Pete Hegseth, as Secretary of Defense, would sit down to Kentucky for that race is because Galbraith is a Navy SEAL. And like I told y'all the other day, we have been conditioned in the United States that if somebody's military, we got to act like they're the greatest of the great. And no, I'm not downplaying or degrading veterans or active service members. But just like with any position you choose to take in life, we should honor and respect you according to how good you are at it. There are military personnel who have committed war crimes that are sitting in a prison right now because they're despicable people and thought that they could hide behind camouflage. Like, let's be real. So yeah, it looked good. It played good that, oh, not only did he have the endorsement of President Trump, but look, our great leader in war endorses him too. I knew he'd be a great choice. It's all about the show. How do y'all watch The Greatest Showman? How do y'all know about P.T. Barnum and Mr. Bailey and keep forgetting that there's no business like show business? And Trump, I hate to say it, but it is true, is incredible at branding and marketing. He is good with giving you a show that's intriguing. Not necessarily believable, but he'll suck you in and have you watching it till the end. Why did Chunky Milk say gas prices are peanuts? Because he has a peanut-sized brain. Yeah. Oh, and for everybody that's like, I could have gotten into IT. I could have started this company or that company, and look at AI be so great. Just so you know that the founder of NVIDIA said that he never would have started the company if he knew what lied ahead. Yeah, I think too many people love to forget parts of history. Like, did y'all forget the whole .com thing? Did y'all forget how that blew up in everybody's faces? Hey, secret. Also, remember the Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore? The feds have officially charged the ship operator in that collapse. The Trump administration is being sued for painting the reflecting pool blue. Congresswoman Slotkin says that Turtle Patel has been misusing taxpayer resources. Some things are so obvious that I wonder why we allow our employees, aka our representatives, to sit back and not do their job for so long. Because one, we've been known that Cash was using FBI resources for his girlfriend to have girls' nights out. Two, we know that he ordered a new fleet of vehicles for the FBI so he could look better. Like, these are all things that we knew. This is not a secret. No different than with Christy Nome and the things that she was ordering and the deals that she was doing. Like, everybody is doing things for their own public gain. It's to the point right now that they are making videos. They are using their defrauding of us as taxpayers as propaganda material, and it's ridiculous. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Sparkle Butt. And what do I mean? Secretary of Transportation, another reality TV alumni, Mr. Duffy. Did y'all see the propaganda video of Duffy taking his legion of children and wife on a vacation across the U.S.? But even with all of that, there is still increasing infighting and backbiting happening in the GOP. Now, I'm not shocked by this because historically it's bound to happen. I've told y'all this before, and you can go check out the series that I put up regarding the history of the GOP over on Substack. If you're not subscribed over there, I don't know what you're waiting for. Okay. But the GOP has always been a collection of factions. The factions rarely all get along and all agree, because far too often you equate conservatism to the GOP. No, you're conflating ideologies to political parties, because within the GOP, there are libertarians, there are conservatives, neoconservatives, conservative, like there's a whole slew of things. But if y'all remember, for about a year and a half now, the influencers and the clergy started infighting and going back and forth. Y'all remember over on Twitter, the right-wing conservative influencers were outing each other about being whores, baby mamas, having biracial babies, not really being trad wives. And I'm like, yeah, we know that, because for y'all to say that women are supposed to be quiet at home, popping out babies and making sandwiches, y'all doing a whole lot of working and not a whole lot of childbirthing and rearing. But I digress. Now, we also know that in that conservative sphere, you had Elon Musk, who thought that he was going to make friends by pretending to be woke and be opening and be so anti-apartheid, even though he grew up in apartheid, because that should have on paper made him very popular, especially in the world of tech and coming to the United States. It should have opened everything up for him, and it didn't. Hey, Mandy. And he was a little butthurt, so he just decided he was going to be the white Nick Cannon without the fun of actually putting this tallywhacker in the ladies to make the babies. Okay? And I gave you a baby mama of his that he really screwed over. And that's the baby mama that the last one he took to court and got his child support lowered. And before you go, Taz, he was a billionaire then. How could he possibly get his child support lowered? Because he has no liquidity. This is the same man that once lived on the roof of a factory, lived on the factory floor, etc. Because he's liquid poor. But said baby mama has finally seen the light. Now, the first video I'm going to play is an introduction to her, or to her video. And then the second one is going to be her video. It's a bit lengthy, but it is worth the watch. Okay? For those listening on the radio, you're already just going to hear it. For everybody else, because I want you to focus, I'm going to remove my face from the screen, because y'all like to pay attention to whatever I'm doing over here instead of focusing on the words. Okay? That don't mean I went anywhere. Just need y'all to focus. Remember, it's a bit long, so put your headphones on, turn the volume up, go make a sandwich, get you a sweet treat. I don't know what you do. Go potty. I don't know. Just listen.
Well. I bet the 4 a.m. club is feeling real vindicated after this video dropped. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna tag it in my caption. Please go watch it. But the long and the short of it is, we were right. Its creator, Ashley St. Clair, who is kind of making a name for herself right now as a former MAGA influencer who has seen the light, and is now using her time to expose how the MAGA ecosystem really works. But I will say, you may also know her as one of the mothers of one of Elon's children. And while I'm not gonna define her based on that, because I don't think she would really want that, I think it does provide really important context as to how she knows all this. Because you see, in the months leading up to the 2024 election, she was still in contact with Elon regarding things about the baby, etc. And y'all, the things she says in that video, again, go watch it, are literally insane. She talks about all the stuff that Elon divulged to her over text during this time, including his satellites, his space lasers, releasing an anomaly in the Matrix, which he called a piece on the chessboard they wouldn't see coming, as well as how he had real-time, night of, data on the election before the results were even called. And remember, this is on top of all the stuff we already know, including how he has admitted to it multiple times. And before you guys even get to commenting it, I know what you're gonna say. Why has she been sitting on this for a year and a half? Which I think some of the comments that she responded to under her video can answer that. She confirms that she's already reached out to, quote, real journalists to try to put something together to expose this, as well as her thinking on bringing it to the oversight committee, saying she doesn't really trust that they would do the right thing with it, considering it's ruled by Republicans at the moment. And, honestly, fair. I mean, we all have seen how this Republican-controlled government has handled things like the Epstein files, right? Not really too keen on listening to the will of the people and releasing that. But at the same time, at least she's talking about it now. But yeah, guys, I feel like the time has finally come where this is being talked about in a more mainstream, open way. And I know, I'm feeling it too. The urge to say, I told you so. But honestly, I'm just gonna bite my tongue right now and be like, yeah, everyone keep listening. Keep listening. Because y'all, we knew this happened. It was simply just people's inability to reconcile with the fact that it could happen that kept them from believing that it did happen. But here's the big takeaway, y'all. They did
2024 election and the satellites. For those who don't know, my name is Ashley St. Clair. I was a MAGA influencer involved in MAGA politics for almost a decade. I know. Also, a quick aside, everyone was telling me that my vitamin C oil serum is also oxidizing because I was just putting the dropper on my skin, so we're going to put it on my hands today because I am working on taking feedback and adjusting my behavior. There is, again, a lot of discourse around, we shouldn't rebrand Ashley, she was involved in all this harm, and I was. And something that's very important for me to address is that these things happen to me, and I've said this many times before. The cruelty is happening to me because I ignored the cruelty and the pleas of others. There were many people, especially women, who spoke about the issues of single motherhood, of being involved in the court system, of being involved with powerful men, of being involved with men who have outsized influence and power, that I ignored. I ignored these people. Not only did I ignore them, but I talked shit about them. I used their experiences as a political talking point, as a political counter, and to my own detriment, okay? Great book I recommend is Hood Feminism, which I will get to that, and some of my other deconstruction and what led up to that later, but this is all tangentially related. So I know I'm going to be jumping around in the timeline a little bit, but I'm processing everything and talking about it in chunks. That's just easier for me. So the year is 2024. I'm pregnant. I get pregnant in January of 2024. And I start gaining weight because that's what happens. And so immediately there are a lot of people speculating that I have a child with Elon because he is the most prominent person publicly associated with me at this point, and he has a harem. So Elon has never explicitly said or even really implied that this needs to be a secret, but I just am because I don't want to deal with it. That's a lot. But there are a lot of people speculating. There are a few people in my life who are aware. However, I made a very big mistake in telling one woman, who is referred to in other videos, especially my Real Housewives of Mar-a-Lago series, as Ozempic, because Ozempic uses this thing that is private and I want to keep under wraps as a means to social climb and for her to be like, oh, I know one of Elon Musk's baby mamas. And suddenly there's just many people who the only common denominator is this girl who know. We will get to that more in depth when we talk about how this all came out in the public sphere. But what I want to focus on is the election, okay? Because this was the first time in my life, and I know I was publicly tweeting about MAGA and elections and Trump, but this was the first time that I felt like my actions had consequences. And I know that sounds insane, but I was very divorced from the reality and the consequences or the fallout of any of my rhetoric or MAGA influencing until we started getting closer to the election. I just didn't think my words and my involvement or any of my actions had any sort of like real influence outside of mean tweets. So Elon uses Trump's assassination attempt in Butler to say that this is the catalyst for him supporting Trump, even though he was already supporting Trump and working on his America PAC, yada yada. Now, in September, I put a dark black MAGA hat on Elon's head while he was at my house. This MAGA hat would become very well known and known as Dark MAGA, okay? I regret to inform everyone that I am responsible for Dark MAGA and the cringe that ensued thereafter. Elon is meeting up with like friends, mutual friends we have, and he's like, oh yeah, Ashley gave me this hat, whatever. And then he does this whole Dark MAGA thing on stage with Trump very publicly. And so simultaneously, there are a few things going on. I have this big, gigantic secret that I am having a child with the richest man in the world, and he is all over the news. And there is something just inherently dirty about keeping a secret, even if it's not anything wrong, and I'm not... there's just something that is psychologically fracturing about keeping a secret, okay? And so now I am being reminded of this secret every time I open my phone or I turn on the TV. And not only that, but now he's jumping around on stage with this gift I gave him, and I like genuinely do not even know how to explain like psychologically what this felt like. And he wanted me to see this because then he is sending me the tweets that are like, Elon wears a Dark MAGA hat. Like he's sending me these posts to show me like, look, I'm wearing the thing you gave me. So at this point, I'm like, I'm starting to realize that my actions now have like national and global impact, because it wasn't just this Dark MAGA hat. This Dark MAGA hat was an item that was for sale through the Trump campaign. And so these sales rose astronomically. And so at this point, I'm like, oh my God, I am responsible for raising a whole lot of money for the Trump campaign. And prior to this, like the only thing I'm doing is like tweeting. So I didn't have any large impact. And so this started to I'm publicly supporting Trump, but then I'm like privately grappling with this situation, and I'm just really, really uncomfortable. And then October rolls around. And in October, Elon tells me that he is ready to release his, in his words, anomaly in the Matrix. And I am like, oh, like, who's that? And he says that he has 10,000 lasers in space, referring to his satellites. I say, because I am like rather uncomfortable and I know the gravity of what he's trying to tell me right now, I say, wow, finally a focus on the Jewish vote. He keeps going and he says, you know, this is not a piece that they'll see on the chessboard. And I straight up tell him, I say, I would ask more, but I really don't want to be deposed. To which he says, very wise. Shortly after that, you know, he's involved with America PAC and all of this other stuff, and he's sending me some internal data from America PAC, real-time Delta vote metrics. And I am just like, how the fuck do you have this sort of data? You don't get this from door knocking, because that was one of my first jobs in politics was in campaigns and cleaning up this bad data from door knocking, because the vendors that America PAC is using at this point is a vendor that hires Craigslist crackheads for door knocking, and I wish I was exaggerating there, but I'm not. I know, like, I have caused harm with my rhetoric. However, I never like sought out to cause harm. Like, there were parts of me that really wanted like the best for the country, for America, for democracy. And one thing is, I have always hated big tech. So then to have arguably the most powerful man in the world who is sending me things about, you know, using his space technology in the election. I should also say that I have all of this backed up with many people with explicit instructions should anything happen to me, okay? But this was something that I was internally wrestling with while publicly not really showing that I was having any of these internal ethical conflicts with myself regarding this information. And then on election night itself, Elon, you know, left Mar-a-Lago early. I was at Mar-a-Lago, and he told me over text, he's like, yeah, I knew hours ago that Trump won. My team is.
Let's chat. One, let's stop the narrative that Elon Musk is the most powerful man in the world. He's not. Money does not always equate to power. We have learned historically that there have been a lot of people who have wielded a lot of power, and you wouldn't be able to tell by their bank accounts. Number one. Number two, she's saying that she had this adversity to tech, but you sought out a tech bro. I mean, I know that Elon Musk is the furthest thing from technology, but the general public believes that he's a tech bro. Okay. Also, she says she made fun of baby mamas and everything else because in her mind, a baby mama was just black. She learned that societally speaking, people will get behind a man leaving behind his father. That's what she learned. And her great awakening, I told you all this before I started the video. She went for child support. The little bit that she was getting got lowered. She didn't go through this, oh, I read some books, I had some conversations, and I had this epiphany. No. And you see, she's doing you hear that she starts off, she's doing a get ready with me. She's doing her makeup. She's not taking this seriously. And she's like, yeah, if anything happens, there are people with express. We have whistleblower laws. All of this information could have came out. It would have never been attached to her, and investigations could have taken place. This is information that if she truly deconstructed from MAGA, from the Republican iteration of conservatism, she would have dropped during the last race to POTUS Mountain. And I point this out because I watch so often people clamor to these reformed influencers and social media creators. And I'm like, y'all gotta be kidding me. We are not removed enough for people to have been able to do such a 180. Most notably, y'all know the duo of just barely 20-somethings that, oh yeah, my parents are conservative and I still live in their house and they bought all my podcast equipment, but I sit here and take phone calls because I am sternly leftist and a Democrat, even though this past election was the very first time I could vote. Yeah, Dean, here's looking at you. And so many of y'all clamor. You love a redemption story, but you don't look at the timelines to realize not enough time has occurred for anybody to redeem themselves. You are not going to overnight break a habit, especially an intentional habit. She was a part of the base that lied. There was no, oh, publicly, I was supporting him, but privately, I was wrestling with it. No, you weren't. She's like, I hate to say that. She's loving the fact that she created dark MAGA. But there are going to be so many people that are like, oh my God, the damsel has been saved by her son. Let's support her. I'm going to need y'all to stop. Especially when it comes to a black femme face. A white femme face. Y'all love it. Y'all eat it up. Or if it's a white baby face, y'all eat it up. There is a woman that got called out for using her daughter's trauma to sell shit on TikTok Shop. And she tried to shame this person. And I told him, I said, no, they're absolutely right. You said that you're former MAGA. How did you make this great conversion? And now you don't even really talk politics. You hold all these panels. You get everybody else to say the stuff, but you make all the money off of these lives. And then you go off. What did you learn? What did you learn? You were so staunch MAGA. Then Trump got elected the first time. And before he was sworn in, that's when the light bulb clicked. And you were like, no, I shouldn't be MAGA. No, you realize that the grift, especially as a white woman, was better looking reform. This young lady needs a way to support her child. And because she, in her mind, had already mentally checked out, she knew, she called it a harem. She let that man drop off a turkey baster and a cap full of sperm so that she could be impregnated. So about, yeah, I started to gain weight. People knew that you were pregnant. We knew that you were pregnant by Elon. You've said it publicly on Twitter. Yes, I know what Elon named it. I don't give a damn. I'm going to need y'all to open your eyes and stop falling for the okie doke time after time after time after time after time again. It's getting exhausting. It's no different than when I pointed out to y'all. One, a very short video that I put out with a clip of a woman, a screenshot of her fangirling over Gypsy Rose after her being a murderer, and the amount of white women in the comment section, she served her time. There's redemption. She's reformed. Oh, look at her. Oh, she still has a life ahead of her. If Elon Musk would it made it rain on that woman, do you think that she would be saying what she's saying now? If she had such credible information, do you think she would be sitting there willy-nilly giggling over coming up with dark MAGA? And yeah, I would send this information. I would, sweetheart. If I had concrete evidence, somebody text me or emailed me, them interfering with an election. Baby, listen. Baby, let me explain something to you. Do you? That is the story of the century. There was inference that there was Russian collusion that Trump and his family and his campaign knew about during his first administration. Well, leading up to his first administration. You're telling me you have concrete evidence that yes, Trump interfered and that legitimately we should be having our first female and first Black and first East Asian president. And you just sitting there like, I'm just gonna make a cute little TikTok. I'm doing my makeup. I'm just sitting here. It's very much so giving the people during COVID that were like, my bestie, 2 times removed, works at the Pentagon, and her husband is the bestest surgeon in the world. And they told me that if you just take 2 swipes of ivermectin and spray yourself down with bleach, you can't get COVID. Right, you're right, DJ. She couldn't even get the white girl tears to fall. And it's not even that she's trying to dodge the fallout, Sabrina. I don't think she knows enough to be swept up in the fallout. She's grifting. She wants those people who want so desperately to believe that MAGA can be quickly reformed because they want their bestie back. They want to go back and hang out with their mother. They want to go back and hang out with their grandmother because they would have never cut those people out if MAGA wouldn't be so vocal and so public about stuff. They didn't have a choice but to cut these people off. They didn't want to go no contact with them. They want them back. See, everybody's so focused on the people from MAGA that are clamoring and going, please be my friend, please bring me back in. We should be able to date, even though we have a difference of opinion. But they're not focusing on the people who never wanted to cut them off. The people that sold to you all publicly that they weren't like them. I'm not MAGA. I just believe all the MAGA stuff, but I never bought the merch. See, I'm not MAGA because I didn't buy the merch. And I don't say those things from my main account. But they can't hang out with their bestie right now. They can't go over to their sister's house and sit out on the front lawn or on the back deck and talk about the darkies down the block. They can't do that. This is why they need these redemption arc stories. And they need to believe that it's instantaneous. Like, oh, shucks. Answer how much you got? A dozen? See, I don't like Trump anymore. I know I voted for him 3 times, but because of the eggs and me learning this book title and how to pronounce this author's name, I'm better. I'm a real boy now. Because what was the point of her saying anything about Dark MAGA? Dark MAGA was a joke. Dark MAGA, they couldn't make fetch happen with Dark MAGA. Why bring it up? Yeah, she wants her flowers for that. She wants a campaign to pick her up because you notice how she threw in, well, this is how I got started in politics, cleaning up, blah, blah, blah. And nowadays they just get crackheads off of Craigslist. First of all, the canvassers, the door knockers, they're always going to be volunteers. They're not professionals. They're not. A lot of times they're high school seniors. A lot of times they're college kids. A lot of times they're, retirees. Sometimes they're just people that are like, you know what? I need some service, some volunteer hours. I'll use it for here. Like and it's very rarely anybody who's serious about the campaign or serious about politics. But she wants you all to know, like, hey, like this was a pre-interview. Okay, this was her LinkedIn profile in video form. Because she's like, well, there's only one other person that knows it. Girl, everybody knows. This was never a secret. I'm just a secretive person. No, you're not. No, you're not. Everybody knew that y'all were together. Everybody knew when you got pregnant. This was never anything that was hidden. But there are white-bodied women who will let this girl sit there and be delusional and pretend like all that history didn't happen. I went to school with somebody that was like that. I kid you not. My junior year in high school, there was a young lady that was pregnant. Gave birth, came back. She had the picture, the t-shirts of her baby. She had the big the pen. She had pictures she was showing all of us. We leave for summer break, come back. This girl act like she ain't give birth, that baby didn't exist, no nothing. Okay? And I'm like, did she kill the baby? Like, I was concerned. Baby was put up for adoption, okay? But instead of either not saying anything at all, because quite honestly, a bunch of us had forgotten until she started making a big deal about not being a mother, not having kids, and all this other stuff. And it was weird because did nobody bring that up with nobody at this table is a mama. What are you talking about? Like, and then you start remembering stuff. This is how they're going to let her do it. That would be like if I end this show today and then tomorrow come back. Like, I ain't been in no relationship, no engagement. That man don't exist, no nothing. You would be looking at me like, girl, what? Huh? Or I come on here and go, you know what, y'all? I have a secret to share with y'all. But you'll be like, what's the secret? Is it a third person in the relationship? What you mean? This was supposed to be a secret task. Y'all, I don't think she know what secret means. Well, I thought she was smart too. Did she hit her head? Did she crack a skull? What's like? Okay. Well, no, we're going to keep talking about this. I will amend the description. Our guest for today, unfortunately, was injured, so we're going to stick a pin in that and have them come next week. I'm going to... No. So, just make a note of that now. I will tell you you're on a Reese's. I drink some water. Exactly. Like, I think somebody kidnapped you and you're asking for help. Exactly. Like, this woman today talking about only one person. Girl, we all know that's Elon's baby. Okay? And we know that Elon don't like to pay child support. He only like one of his kids, and it's the worst kid. Like, I wonder if that kid's mama is Rosemary, because if you know, you know. Like, come on. Sabrina said, yeah, I'd be like, hey, I took Taz's account. Exactly. Like that girl sitting there talking about, I was still private and I didn't want anybody to know. Yeah, a jackal, maybe. Right. Like that would be like me sitting here going, I just need to get this off my chest, y'all. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, because I'm so private, but I feel like I should share this secret with y'all. Don't worry, I'm protected. You know, if anything goes awry, there are people that have instructions and they know what to do with the information that I'm about to share. Y'all are black. Chuck are black. And sit down for this. Sit down. Clutch your pearls. Clutch your pearls. I'm a woman. These are her confessions. Hey, Crash. Stepford wife. Exactly. Like, she really got on here like, there's only one person, Zippy from Real Housewives of Mar-a-Lago, that knows and just wants to gain clout by saying that she knows one Elon Musk very much. First of all, who is gaining clout down at Mar-a-Lago by tossing around the name Elon Musk? I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Use your smarticle particles, okay? Just call me protein shake weight because I'm shook. Drink your water down. Sorry, Nana. Sorry. I'm sorry. Like, who? Okay. Baby, nobody is tossing around Elon Musk's name to gain clout in Mar-a-Lago. Elon Musk is not the most powerful man anywhere. If Elon Musk was so powerful, he would not have thrown a literal toddler hissy fit when Pete Hegseth last year had that meeting with China and Elon Musk couldn't get in there. Have we forgotten when Scott Bassett, Nuck If You Buck, Rainbows and Drag Queen Dreams, Scott Bassett whooped his ass, gave him the whoop 1, 2, and blacked his eye. And what was Elon's cover story? That his son, the booger bandit, hit him in the face by accident. That is not a powerful man. Hell, he's persona non grata with those boys right now. Exactly. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Glad that you made it. But yeah, Elon Musk doesn't have any power. He doesn't. No. Quite honestly, we would have a much better country if melanoma, Trump's old lady, had friends. And what do I mean by this? Melanoma Trump has been able to successfully do something. It's not no. Yeah. Has been able to do something that most people haven't been able to. Easily and quickly infiltrate Trump's inner circle and the inner circle of his closest confidants throughout the years. We know Trump is able to keep a confidant between 3 to 4 business years. That's it. Okay. They're not doing any weekend duty. All right. 2, she's the only one of his wives that he actually respects. This has been heavily documented and talked about. It's even in the transcripts of his Manhattan fraud trial that multiple people said that, yes, he can be very hands-on and you got to explain everything to him, but he runs virtually everything by Melania. So, like when they were talking about the affair, I'm like, is it an affair when your wife knows about it? Because that's what y'all are not catching on to. She's not pissed and she's not leaving because she's not hurt. How much you want to bet she picked out the bitches for him to go try to stick his Tic Tac in? Okay. So if Melania Trump had friends, we wouldn't be here. Because those friends would be like, girl, your husband is at it again. And she'd be like, what do you mean? Girl, go fix it. That's not right. Like, he didn't learn anything from 1973 when him and his father were getting sued because, they were calling black people darkies and wouldn't let them, rent things. And he didn't learn anything from 1987, specifically in Cincinnati in the Avondale area when he was slapping his name on properties over there. And Cat Williams and their whole family had a whole class action suit against him and made him have to pay reparations to those people there. No. And in 1992, when a multitude of residents in the greater New York City area came together and put a hurting on him. And he didn't realize anything from the entirety of the decade of the 90s when politics started to, ice him out. And she'd have been like, is that why I can't get any good jobs? Is that why nobody's buying my books? Girl, yeah. And you don't want to be in this tacky old White House. We can get you out. And he can stop running for office because you'll finally have the money that he told you he had to begin with. But girl, you got to dump this loser. You know what? Ladies, you're absolutely right. We're gonna get this together. Melanoma needs some friends, not me. One of y'all can do it, because I'm not going to. Okay? I have a lot of patience. I don't have that much patience. Okay? The Lord is still working on me. And there are times I still try to fight back. But no, I can't be melanomas. That may suck. You got that right. Nope, I got dogs. Okay, Nana. But melanoma, I think we overlook that part of it. But y'all, I also need somebody to volunteer to go teach Trump how to read, because I don't understand how this administration is so upset about books. And they can't read. Well, at least not in English. I do know that he sprechen the Deutsch a little bit. Every night, melanoma reminds Trump he is Putin property. In the words of Eddie Murphy. Not Putin's property. You know what? Way to go every day. Every day. Somebody else from GCPR reminds me, as you created this monster. I did. But I say this because there is a Tennessee school district that has banned Alex Haley's book Roots over one paragraph. No, I did not know what Thomas was going to talk about on the Sound of Coffee in the morning. But here we go. The district confirmed the decision to Knox Newsroom Thursday on May 14th. It joins a list of 118 more books that have been banned over the last 2 years. According to the district spokesperson, Carl Harrington, the removal of Roots wasn't because of its historical theme, in which it chronicles the story of Haley's ancestor, a slave named Kunta Kinte, and his descendants after being brought to the United States. The removal was based on Chapter 84 of the book, in which a particular passage is deemed sadomasochistic. As a district, we recognize the immense cultural and historical significance of Alex Haley's roots to our nation, to Tennessee, and particularly to the county seat of Knoxville, Harrington said in a statement. The decision made to remove Roots from the school libraries is in no way a commentary on the literary or cultural value of the novel, but the result of adherence to state law. In removing the book, officials pointed to Tennessee's 2022 Age-Appropriate Materials Act as a basis for its decision. According to a spokesperson, the committee's decision was strictly based on whether the work was age-appropriate. Broader themes or historical significance of a work as a whole is not condemnation under the law, Harrington added. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I want to remind y'all something. Okay? They will teach the Civil War, but not what led up to the Civil War. They will reenact the Civil War, minus key components. And I'm not just talking about those that were enslaved at the time. I am talking about the Black and Indigenous bodies that were sacrificed and those that fought in order for the Civil War to be won. And when they reenact the Revolutionary War, they don't talk about the amount of Black people that were involved in that as well. You do realize that when the United States was becoming the United States, this is why I say can't fight. Every time the United States got into a war, historically speaking, they could not win until Black bodies got involved. So please explain to me how you market yourself as the saviors of the planet, but you are constantly in need of saving. I'll wait. Don't you know that I've been looking for you? I realize I'm tired of saving you constantly. So, it's not age appropriate to teach the entirety of what happened during the antebellum period, but it is age appropriate for a young lady as young as 10. Remember when the Dobbs decision, aka Roe v. Wade, was being overturned, and a 10-year-old had to flee Ohio and go to Indiana to get that taken care of because somebody violated her intimately. That's age appropriate for her to go through that amount of trauma and become a mother. In the state of Arkansas, it's age appropriate for children as young as 14 to work in dangerous conditions for elongated hours. They don't even care if you make it to school anymore. But it's age appropriate to lower the age of consent for intimacy and lower the age requirement for marriage without parental consent. So you can do all of the adult things with all of the adult themes. You just can't learn about the adult things with all of the adult themes. This is why you have adults walking around right now that have no idea what fetal tissue looks like at 8 to 10 weeks. This is why you have adults walking around right now that have no idea what an orgasm is. This is why you have adults walking around right now that can't even read the originating documents of this stolen, blood-drenched land. Did you see a guy in Tennessee over posting the Kirkman? Yes. That way to go is going into, for those that are not aware, I have 2 ongoing segments on YouTube at TazJ77. One is a Kirk conspiracy, all things dealing with Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, Tapusa, TPUSA, and another one for the Epstein/Maxwell files. That will be added later today. Keep in mind, it is Wednesday. I do have Greek and Hebrew class, and I got the Bible study, so it'll be after that. Okay. So I keep all that together. If you want to get caught up on that, there are playlists for them both. Keep them tight and concise there. That's why I don't too much talk about them here, because a lot of times there's a lot more to get in depth to, and we would be here for 5 hours. And I know some of y'all, Annabelle, I'm looking at you, but I love you, girly pop. They wouldn't mind sitting here with me for 5 hours as I broke that down, but there are other people that got other things to do. Shalom. As Michael Jackson would say, shalom. These is jokes, people. These are jokes. Because I know somebody is going to email me or DM me and go, that wasn't historically accurate. Learn how to read the room. I'm not going to keep telling y'all this. I'm going to write a book on how to translate rooms for people. I'll get you. So, yeah. But, yeah. We have to stop doing this. We have to stop saying that children, literal children, are prepared to live as adults, but can't read about things that happen. And here's the thing: they are only trying to protect white-bodied children, not anybody else. Not anybody else. And also, you're doing a disservice when you don't properly educate children. You're not helping them in any way. You're not. Hey, Jimmy. You're not. All of this, you think that you're protecting them. You're not. you're further hindering them. Newsflash. You know, it's, I really truly need, hiding things from little Timmy and little Teresa. It's not going to do what you think it's going to do. Excuse me. Okay. Whew. Like I said, I do not know why every Wednesday this occurs. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. Excuse me. Thank you, Dad Jay. Thank you, Jay. Okay. Now, remember the. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. We're going to get through the end of this show. We don't have much left to do. Okay, remember I told you all that finally the Trump mobile phones were being shipped. Now, excuse me. I don't know what's happening all of a sudden. We were doing so fine. Thank you, Miss Laus. Okay. Now, remember I told you I insights from some people that do tech reviews for different networks, and they had put down the $100 officially to get, hopefully their hands on the phone. Now, one person did admit that they got a fraud alert just trying to put down the original $100. This is a phone that in its original iteration was like worth $200. Trump Mobile is selling it for $500. This phone is the first iteration of a Chinese-based phone. Okay, I'm not saying that it's poor quality. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, think about like the first iPhone or the first Samsung Galaxy that came out. Do you want to pay more than what that first one was? And do you want the first one or do you want the latest one? So they finally had it come out. Now, some tech reviewers from NBC had recently put out a follow-up to their story because they put out that they put down the deposit, that they would be getting it to review it. And of course, people were like, hey, where's the review? Like, I want to know about this. Like, yes, there's MAGA that watches more than OAN, Fox News, et cetera, et cetera. They're like, I want the phone. I want to know what the phone is doing. And they had to put out a story like, hey, we haven't received it yet. There's been some delays, blah, blah, blah. And we now know that the website no longer can say that it's made in America. So the phones have shipped. They're supposed to be gold. They are golden colored. Yeah. But, whew, okay, hold on. Oops. I'm going to get the speaker up here. Here we go. Take a listen.
9 months after its promised release date, the all-American Trump mobile phone has arrived and was not made in the United States. Here's what consumers are saying. Trump mobile phones are officially being shipped to Americans, with members of the media getting the first looks at the gold T1 phone advertised as proudly American and stamped with an American flag that has only 11 stripes. The Trump-branded phone has repeatedly fallen short of promises made when it was announced in July 2025, most notably arriving 9 months after the August release date that was originally promised to consumers. Trump's sons also claimed that the phone would be made in the USA, consistent with the president's aversion to importing foreign materials. However, the claim was later removed from the Trump mobile website, which now says the phone is designed with American values in mind. Upon arrival, consumers noted that the box says the phone was assembled in the USA, meaning its components likely came from abroad. The phone comes with 512 gigabytes of storage for a promotional price of $499 and has Truth Social, Trump's own social media platform, pre-installed on the device. The model also looks slightly different than the design that was originally advertised. The Trump mobile data and voice plan is priced at $47.45, appearing to reference the fact that Trump served as the 47th and 45th president of the United States. What do you think of the new Trump mobile phone? Let us.
Like I said, he is really good at marketing and branding. I give that to him. I've never denied that. That is the truth. I don't like admitting that he's good at anything. But here's the thing. Did you catch something? There's a lot of technicalities going on right now, okay? Yeah, design with American values, which is weird. I don't even think it's gold plated. I think it's gold painted, Annabelle. And as somebody, y'all know, those of y'all that know me, you know I am a DIY girly. I talk about how my mom was a DIY girly. And we love doing, different things and refurbishing things around the house. And this is why I'm saying that it's gold painted, because my mom was the queen of finding things at thrift shops, antique malls, estate sales, yard sales, and painting them and making them look completely different and repurposing them. I kind of got like a superhuman ability to be able to detect when something is painted, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's a really cool thing, especially when you look at something and decide like right now, you all can't see it, but my work shelf that I talk about, that I have like my notes and stuff on, is a refurbished changing table. That's what I mean, like doing that, repurposing it. That's fine. Just let people know that it's repurposed. But did you notice that the media is getting these phones right now? This is why I say the technicalities are out there. They said, as we talked about last week, that the phones would start to ship, which they have. The big selling component is that it comes with a clear case. And I want you to think back to, okay, when we first started getting cases for phones, and like the first iteration of the clear cases, like they weren't really for the protection of phones. It was to keep the phone clean. It was to change the color of your phone. If like, because for a while I couldn't get, like, we know my favorite color is pink. I couldn't really get a pink phone. So I got a lot of pink cases and a lot of, stuff like that to put on the phone. I want you to think that. And the selling point is you can use your current headphones and audio equipment because it still has a jack. How many people? I have an attachment for all of my headphones. It's interlocking, and I tend to get headphones. Like, do I have them down here? Like my Apple headphones, and then my go-to headphones that I use most often when I podcast. These aren't my Apple ones, but the Apple ones I use when I'm listening to music and stuff like that. But I can still put a wired jack in there. They're still saying that, it has the jack there. That should not be a selling point. And also, I'm going to say this, and I want y'all to receive what I'm saying, because there is a lesson in here with this, because Trump does consistently accidentally make history. History is not always positive, and does teach us lessons. Again, don't come for me. I'm just here to tell the truth. Okay? I've told y'all this for quite a while. Stop letting the cell phone companies rake you over the coils, and stop thinking that it's shameful to get a plan that's denoted as prepaid. Newsflash, every cell phone plan is prepaid. This is why if you don't pay your bill, they're quick to cut you off. It's not postpaid. You're not paying ahead, okay? You're prepaid. But if you can get a full phone plan for $45.47, keep in mind, every cell phone company has a prepaid plan, and there's somebody right now paying $60 max, or sometimes $75 for the same thing that you're paying hundreds of dollars for. So you might want to hit up your cell phone companies, okay? If you're looking at, if Mint Mobile and all these places can exist and is not charging you $100 some. Yes, I want to know what Boost Mobile. Yeah, because a lot of these companies that people are like, oh my God, you have such and such mobile. You do realize that's just a subsidiary of AT&T. of T-Mobile, of all these different things. Everybody has prepaid plans, but every cell phone plan is prepaid. You're not, the last time you postpaid for a telephone was when you had a landline. Now, if you still have a landline, you're postpaid. That's why people would freak out, because back in the day, people would make long distance calls, would call all these things, and then they would get their phone bill and freak out because that was postpaid. That was postpaid. That's why you could go a couple months and still have your phone on because it was postpaid. Yours, don't pay your cell phone bill when it comes due. See how quick they turn it off. That's prepaid. The leak of people who got its info seems to also point to them lying about the numbers of people who ordered the phone to its way. But here's the thing, Inferno. I knew that not too many average people were going to order this phone because, one, far too many people are in contracts for their cell phones. Now, I have never hid that I'm in a unique situation. I'm in a grandfathered plan. Because when I officially got a cell phone plan, I happened to be with my granny. She wanted to get a cell phone. We signed up together. No changes were ever made to the actual plan. And my granny was like, hey, if you're going to replace the phone, make sure you can buy the phone. Now, when she gave me this advice, this is when you could go, when we still had Radio Shacks, and you could like go into the stores and purchase a phone for $60, $70 or less, like when we still had the Nokias that were virtually indestructible. But I still kept that mindset moving forward. And also keep in mind, those that know me can contend this, that are in the comment section. I don't like to replace something until you just can't use it anymore. Okay? Like I purchased a refurbished phone when my previous phone, something got crossed with my hearing aids and an app that I had on the other phone to help me amplify so I could hear it, where the volume wouldn't work on the phone anymore. So I had to replace it. Nobody could figure out what was going on. We went through going through all of the components, replacing things, and I'm like, okay, at this point, we're going to end up purchasing enough parts that I could build a new phone. So I replaced it. But when I replace phones, I will save up and purchase it outright. So no changes were made to my cell phone plan. So I'm still paying the OG cell phone plan amount. My cell phone bill has been $45 the entirety of me having a cell phone. And as long as they can't do anything, the plan no longer exists, but they can't change it because I never change plans and I never made any changes to the plan. As long as I don't do like the upgrade your phone here, or they can't take me off the plan legally. So there's no reason to charge you all of that. But like I was saying, Inferno, I knew that it was mostly, the sales were mostly like tech reviewers, because people are under contracts, number one. Number two, look at the economy that we're in. And look at, we weren't that far removed from being on COVID lockdown. There were people who were on a rent freeze and had to pay back rent. There were because a lot of things weren't forgiven when we were in COVID lockdown. So there were a lot of people who were having to make payments on things again where it was just frozen. The student loan forgiveness, they lifted that. Here's the thing. Trump and the GOP could have had an incredible grift if they wouldn't have fought to get rid of student loan, forget all of these things that would have given people more discretionary income. Because we were in the house for a long time. Think about when everybody got out. If everybody would have had more money in their pocket, think about how much more money would have been spent and how stimulated the economy would have been. Because we are an outside country. And before y'all go, now, not me, I like to stay in the house. We know there's outliers and there's nuance to everything. We're talking averages here, okay? Do they try to upset you? Oh, all the time. Upsell me? Oh, yeah, they try all the time. And they get frustrated with me. But I'm a creature of habit. I've been an old lady since I was born. I'm the Sophia Petrilla. Let's not forget, okay? Y'all have seen I got a collection of cardigans, okay? I have shawls. And wait till I find my change for my glasses. I've been an old lady, okay? That's how it is. Except snacks. Yes. You got that right, Sabrina. But these aren't people. Nobody had the money to get out of their current plans because Trump Mobile didn't offer like a trade-in or we'll give you this discount or we'll buy out your contract after this amount of time. They didn't make that offer. So who's going to be able to partake in that? And of course they're going to pad the numbers because what do we know most about MAGA? They love trends. So if they think, oh, this is the end, this is what everybody's doing, they're going to want to do it too. They're like a bunch of freaking teenagers. Where the rest of us are like, no, I like what I got. I'm going to stick here. I got... And I don't know if Angry's still in here or not, but there's been some times where we've been on the air together, and even like the last time I was on Rules of Nerdquisition, and George was on there, Techno George, and the three of us, we are the tech for GCPR, and we were talking about like how a lot of people assume that because we work in IT, because we work in tech, that we're constantly looking for the hottest new thing. No, one. They're trying to roll things out way too quickly. It's going to be glitchy. When people first get it, things are like, no. And when you get accustomed to how certain things work and how certain things flow, you don't want change. Nobody wants to have to keep relearning how something works every 3 to 4 business months. No, the rest of us, we don't want that temper. You got that right. And here's also the thing. I don't know why people thought that some way, somehow Trump was going to revert to the old school business model of the Waltons. And if you're not, no, I'm not talking about them Waltons. I'm not talking about good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Sue Ellen. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Sam's Club, Walmart, Waltons. Them, okay? For those of y'all like me that are old enough to remember when Walmart first happened, okay? Their whole shtick was everything was American made, okay? You could get anything all in one place. It was all American made. It was very convenient. That's when it was no self-checkout. There was a cashier everywhere, okay? There was people everywhere to help you with everything, okay? You were short. Don't worry. There was somebody there that could get the stuff down for you, okay? It was wonderful. It's beautiful. I don't know why y'all thought he was going to go back there. He kept telling y'all, America first, make America great again, while selling you merchandise that was made in China. When we had that 24-hour, give or take, blackout on TikTok, and a bunch of us were over on Red Note, when we came back to TikTok, what did the Chinese creators that were able to break through the algorithm and get over? When I said the Chinese side of TikTok, everybody was like, yeah, Red Note. That's not TikTok. Follow along. Pay attention. Faites attention, s'il vous plaît. Okay? Come here. No, we are generally blocked from the Chinese algorithm, and the Chinese algorithm is usually blocked from us because they don't do the dance trends and everything else over there. What's popular over there is STEM, is science, is intellect, is working out your smarticle particles, honey. Okay? So they started coming on telling us like, yeah, all of this is made in one factory. Just different labels get smacked on different things. And yeah, they're like, yeah, we're losing contracts because we were supposed to get this contract for Trump, that contract for Trump, this contract, and he's getting busted. Just like I tell people, you lie to yourself about how things look different or taste different. And what do I mean? If I were to blind taste test you on a dry Cabernet Sauvignon, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the $3 bottle or the $300 bottle. You convince yourself that you can because of what the sommelier tells you. Because a lot of y'all at your favorite restaurants, you have no idea how many times that bottle has been recorked with that $3.99 from the vineyard down the road. It's no different than the coffee that you get, especially your Keurig coffee pods. They're all the same brews of coffee, all just with different labels slapped on it. You sit there tooting your nose that I can't get the market fresh because I just can't get. Girl, boy, anybody in between. Let me explain to you. Some things, it does not matter what you buy, how much you pay for them. It's about can you cook and can you dress. Let me repeat, can you cook and can you dress? And yes, they're subjective because it depends on what your taste is. As long as it's impressive to you, baby, what are you doing? What are you doing? Same with Chinese food. It's not the same prepared. Yeah, what they actually eat. Exactly. Because I remember the first time I had like chain food, Chinese food from a restaurant, I was like, okay, this is like when people were asking me like, well, what do you want to order? And and they're looking at me like, what are you trying to order? Oh, okay. Forgot. Because my mom had, mom had a rainbow coalition of buddies. But yeah, like most of the people who are going to order a lot of this stuff is going to be the testers. That's what it's going to be. And after the $100 deposit, more than likely they're gonna send the phone back. In the 90s, David Letterman was interviewing Trump, and David brought out his clothing line and pointed out everything was made in China. Trump was not happy at all. Yeah, Trump's been doing that. Trump is the king of that. I don't think enough people actually realize what folks in New York, Chicago, and Cincinnati, Ohio know. And I'm saying this because those are three places that seem to have the most Trump properties that have had the most problems. Oh, let me also put in Las Vegas. I almost forgot about Las Vegas. Sorry. Because Trump has this thing of creating hotels where buildings where part of it is for business, part of it is for residents. And even with the hotels, part of it's for vacationers, part of it is you live there, like that, your apartment is there, which on the surface is good, but he shortcuts everything. His father was a slumlord. Even to his own family members. And that's not the business model that his grandmother set out to have. I know that you have been sold this story that it's the men of the Trump family that would. No. Look at the reality of the Trump family. The intellectuals are the women. Even the women who from birth have carried the last name of Trump. The Trump family would have still been piss poor if Trump's grandfather would not have kicked the bucket of pneumonia. Yes, the same thing that Trump made fun of Hillary Rodham Clinton for having ahead of their debate. Because I'm telling you, I'm a godly woman. But this flesh is real. Okay, because I would have looked at him like, you making fun of me for having pneumonia? I survived. I'm still alive. What shoes your granddaddy got on in that casket? What color suit he got? Oh, that's right. Y'all couldn't afford a suit back then. Don't play with it. Okay. And it was his grandmother that was like, okay, we got this land, we got this brothel that ain't doing so well. And the women aren't really being honest about the money to turn around because he owned the brothel, but he wasn't a pimp. Catch what I'm putting down? So she was like, okay, we need to keep making money over and over and over again. And I don't have the time, the energy. And she wasn't a man during this time. So she had to do something that was slick. So she started putting things on the land where she would have residual income, starting off with laundromats. She didn't need a man. She didn't need a bank loan. She didn't need it. And that woman, until she died in her fur coat, because she was new money, would go and collect the money from her laundromat. Then they started putting apartment buildings on the land and everything else to have residual income. But Trump was more on the marketing side and completely screwed all of that up. He does own some buildings, but he's not a developer. You're right. That's why I say, Annabelle, Trump is good at marketing and branding. That is where he excels. But he wanted to no longer be known as a borough developer. He wanted to be on the stage of the Hemsworths. More so, Leona Hemsworth, because she was a she. But he's not a developer. Trump uses a lot of cheap material. He does it fast. He did not grow up rich. He is the epitome of cosplaying what he thinks rich looks like, sounds like, feels like. I have an uncle. May he continue to rest in power. Dead man could dress his buttocks off. Like all of my uncles dress well. Don't get me wrong, okay? But this man had actually two uncles. My dad's two oldest brothers. And I'm telling hat game, impeccable. Every suit, tailored. Suit for every occasion. I don't think there was a color of suit that they didn't have. And I don't even remember them repeating a suit. I don't know. They may have, but there's so many, I don't know. Not millionaires, not billionaires. And you're going to tell me Donald John Trump Sr. can't get one suit tailored? He thinks that if something is old, it's worth something. There is a story that was told originally by one of his cousins that Trump Sr. accompanied the cousin while buying some things for a new home that the cousin had purchased. And Trump decided he was going with this cousin, okay? That he was just an expert. Trump is not a decorator, not been known for decor, okay? But, whatever. You never know what hidden talent somebody may have. And was like, no, you should get this. It's old, so it means it's worth a lot of money. And you've seen the pictures of Mar-a-Lago, right? Mar-a-Lago that started off as a residential site where there was a family crest that was left in there that Trump took on and literally co-opted and then trademarked and copyrighted it to make it the Trump family crest. I do declare. He is your king to be. I must not forget. And this takes us to, I want y'all to remember when somebody is quote unquote hood rich, when somebody wants you to believe that they are living a luxurious lifestyle. This is why I told y'all, remember what I told y'all, that I laugh at people who talk about soft luxury and quiet luxury. Luxury is always quiet. Luxury is never loud. Luxury is never labels. And people who have these luxury items don't consider it luxury. It's just everyday stuff. Did you hear me? Okay. Trump blurts stunning gas prices rant amid sinking polls. This is peanuts. President Donald Trump Sr. blurted out a stunning dismissal of pain at the pump as his approval rating sinks, telling reporters this is peanuts, and he doesn't even think about it. The president spoke to reporters on Tuesday morning against the backdrop of the massive and cantankerous East Wing construction project and took questions for about 45 minutes. In one exchange, he praised CNN's Harry Enton not long after Enton delivered a breathless report on a new round of sinking approval polls, all in the 30s. But that didn't stop Trump from delivering a new version of the gaffe he uncorked before his China trip, insisting he doesn't even think about gas prices in his pursuit of victory in Iran. I'm going to read you the exchange. I have to remind y'all, these are not my words. Yes, this is what was legitimately said. Okay? Okay. Don't get mad at me. I'm going to remind y'all, I got a friend that says she will bite y'all. Don't make me have to call her when we get over this. And if you think she's joking about biting y'all, keep in mind, she's always lived in the mountains. Reporter, Mr. President, you've pushed to suppress the federal gas tax. Trump, yeah. Reporter, are there other initiatives that you're thinking of trying to lower costs? Trump, well, there may be. It's very temporary. Yeah, there may be. Anything to keep it down. Look, as soon as this war is over, gas is going to, I got gasoline down to $1.85 in Iowa. I was in Iowa, and the stations had it at $1.85. But I was down to, in many cases, less than $2 a barrel a gallon. And then I said to myself, this is great. We just hit a new high in the stock market. Everything's going good. I'm sorry, but we have to go down and take a little journey down to, we have to do something with Iran. We can't let them have a nuclear weapon. You want to see the world exploded? You want to see a problem? And this is peanuts. And I appreciate everybody putting up with it for a little while. It wouldn't be much longer, but you're going to have, and frankly, there's so much oil out there. One of the things that is happening is these big ships are coming up to Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska. And they're loaded up. But I don't even think about that. What I think about is you can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, and they fully understand it. Multiple collegiate degrees. Multiple. I've been doing radio and news since a freshman in high school. I have, to make little children feel better, participated in quote unquote interviewing preschoolers graduating and entering kindergarten, kindergartners graduating and entering first grade, and never ever have I heard the youngest of us say some stuff like that. The most incoherent, want to throat punch a I work hard on my smarticle particles every single day, every day. And he was elected. Y'all elected him president, but y'all won't subscribe to my Substack. Do what now? I don't know. I know no one understood that the other day. I read it. And 3 times before we went live, I read it. I can't translate that for you because I don't know. I don't know. Basically, we don't need to worry about gas because that's pennies. Just drive over to Iowa and get you some $1.85 gas. Because it's $1.85 a barrel a gallon, according to Trump. You're gonna cry. This is coming from the same man that had the greatest hits of covfefe. Groceries. You know groceries. It's kind of an old-fashioned word. Nobody was using grocery until I was using groceries. You know. This is the same person that thinks that you can just walk up to the register with 2 apples, 2 loosey-goosey apples, and a gallon of milk, and then go, oops, I just want 1 apple. And they just let you walk the 1 apple back to the apple portion of the store, drop said apple down, and then walk back up and pay for your stuff. But according to him, you need an ID to pay for the groceries. I wish I was joking. I wish I was joking. I wish I was joking. You know, I miss the time. I miss the time where you tell the difference between satire and actual news. I miss the time when you knew something was a story from the onion.com. Now I have to tell y'all, hey, this is real news. I have not turned into a satire station. This is daily news in a way you didn't know you could use, and it's real, actual, factual. Yeah. My brain just quit. Your brain. Hey, yeah. Exactly, Sabrina. You can't say you love me if you have not subscribed to the channel. currently we have a series going on discussing voting rights, the timeline, voting rights in the United States. We're up to the 1930s is what I dropped yesterday. Gonna do 1940s to 1970 between tonight and tomorrow. See, I wonder if Trump's body is just on autopilot and if it just goes around the White House looking for its brain, like, don't you know that I've been looking for you? Yes, is the inside of my brain generally a musical? Yes. Yes, it is. Need him to do an IQ test ASAP. He thinks that he has done one. He thinks that all of his cognitive function tests are IQ tests. I think that is I just say, look, I can't wait for that glorious presidential ceremony / gathering / event. The one that takes place at a beautiful, beautiful cathedral, okay, where the president arrives in a horse-drawn carriage. And one member each of the armed forces is represented, okay? One person represents each branch of the armed forces, and they assist said president into the cathedral. Inside the cathedral will sit current living vice presidents, former presidents, former first ladies, chiefs of staff, clergy of their choosing, or in Trump's case, whoever will volunteer. And I feel like at this event, Trump will smell the best that he has ever smelled in his life. I foresee it. I also foresee the suit fitting well. Now, we won't be able to see the suit. But in said event, you might get a nice little choir to sing. Catch what I'm putting down? Before said event, he might, take a little time, do some sunbathing under the fluorescent lights at the Capitol in the rotunda, which would be appropriate because that's where he held his inauguration this time around, in the rotunda. So I think he's due for another presidential event in the Congressional rotunda. Nana J, I feel like they should let me do it. I feel like I would give a wonderful, wonderful Mango Mussolini eulogy. I may or may not have been working on one. I may or may not have one ready to go when the moment happens for that great GCPR event, okay, where we will tag team each other on the air for like 24, 48 business days. I don't know. I guess we're gonna do it till the bosses tell us we can't no more. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, when it happens, if you if you want to hear it, for this experience, do we take the blue iron, the red pill? I don't know. I think we take the purple pill for this one. Yeah. Or you can sing, and I will gladly be your backup singer. Yeah, come on, I'm ready. Look, me. We're gonna take it. We're gonna show Trump a good send off. Okay, we're gonna take it to the Southern Baptist church, not the church, the church. Okay, because remember, there was a point in time, every time somebody passed, every time somebody went on to glory, okay, there was that one singer that you don't know if she just left the church and joined another church, or she just left the church altogether. She just comes because they give her a little offering, you know, a little offering, and she come and she sing this one song, and then her and like her favorite cousin or auntie to play the organ real good come for the funeral, okay? And y'all know the song because she come on and then the music start going. Then y'all know, yeah. Now, do I think he going up yonder? I don't know. I don't think so. He going yonder somewhere. He going beyond the horizon. I'm gonna tell you when he leaves, I know where I'm going. We'll find somebody to sing the darn song. Yeah. A 48-hour party, snacks, Mountain Dew, pillow. You know it. Yeah. He's going down yonder, going down yonder, going down yonder to be with Beelzebub. Oh, he's going down yonder. Y'all just be letting me do anything. Who? I would say who's in charge of watching him, but given all the quote unquote attempts on him, and all of a sudden the Secret Service is so inept, nobody's watching out for him. I was doing the background. Get it, Daddy Jay. He's gonna be up yonder to be with himself. Oh, mercy, TJ. Now we're all just sitting here, fingers crossed, praying hard. Like, truth is we tied, options are few. We're trying to rest. Boap, where are you? We're so burned out, broke and abused. We don't want no more days with you. Please take him to the king. He don't have much to bring. His smell is so atrocious. It's his offering. Please take him to the throne. Leave us alone. He broke every spirit. He's got to get gone. He can go on to Elon the holes. He can. Oh my God, Lord. The AI summary mocking the upcoming presidential event. Suggest a eulogy. AI, AI, are you on my side? The pallbearers drop the casket. Take him to the You know what? Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Like, I know a place. Mm-hmm. Everybody's cheering. Mm-hmm. Everybody's dancing. Yeah. There's alliance to the races. Oh. Come on, help me now. Take him there when they come get Trump. And take him there. Oh, everybody's dancing. As soon as they take him there, Just take him there. Y'all just let me get away with anything. I promise you. Everyone put the air pressure in on him. Lord Jesus. I'll take you there. That will definitely be an alliance to all the races. Could you see the Lego movie that Iran would put together? About Stairway to Heaven, step by step, step by step. Not you though, Trump. Mm-hmm. Bring in Pope Leo just for that. Just give Pope Leo the one time for the one time. Can't. I cannot. Yo, you gotta laugh. You gotta smile to get through these things. Gotta do it. Oh. Is that not? I don't know why that wasn't charging all this time. Oh, Annabelle. That is. Where'd you talk with that? Stairway to Hell. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Happy day. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. He washed the trump away. Oh, happy day. He showed me how to walk right and shove Trump out the way. They better admit that coughing. It could be. He'll be rolling down the river. Got a good job in the Hades. Working for Lucifer every night and day. Just gon' get every minute of sleep. 'Cause we're tired of the way things might have been. Trump better get to rolling. 'Cause we trying to keep him ghosting. We gonna roll him down the river, roll him down the river. Okay. Okay. As always, thank you. Thank you all for joining me for the Taz Effect of Wisdom Wednesday. Whew. All right. Whew. As always, thank you, Dan. Yeah. Hey, Harley Pup. I know, Harley Pup. It's time to stop. Okay. The resident alarm clock is here. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. Whew. We gonna work on behaving. Harley Pop, Nana J said, hey. Oh, she is very hot because we cannot go outside today. So that's another thing. The old crazy stalker person. is depressing our lovely, lovely Harley pup. So she hasn't been out for her midday play. So there we go. So y'all be good. Or as Twin says, be good at it. And we will reconvene tomorrow. DJ said, hey, Harley. Oh, okay. Well, she's looking out the dining room window. She'll get back to y'all. So, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Some of you all will see at 7. Some of y'all won't. But make sure. Go to Linktree / Cincy Taz, CINTAZ as in zebra, and get signed up for some stuff. Subscribe to some stuff. Sheesh. All right. Bye, y'all.
GCPR